So sorry about that, guys. So apparently I'm not supposed to blur the screen on our streaming platform. We got to figure out another way to blur it. And so what it did when I switched to the desktop, when I wanted to show you the screen, it blurred everything because it didn't know where I was, right? It's expecting this view right here. But the moment that we switch to this view, it's a mess. All right. So how do we do the print screen? So the first thing I want to do is like keyboard layout tester, right? So if I want to show you the layout of the screen, you see that I hit space and stuff like that. So what you want to do to print a screen, you want to do Windows and the print screen portion there, right? That's how real. I don't have a print screen button on my keyboard, so I can't show you that. But that is how you get that. You're going to get a window to pop up there. Now, another way that you can get to screenshot get a capture of your screen, right? A screenshot. Another keyboard shortcut is Windows Shift S, like that. I accidentally clicked A there, but it captured it. So now you can see that portion. I want to clear that. So if I refresh, all right, so Windows Shift S, and then now you'll see that there is up at the top here, there is the settings that you can modify and mess with today, right? So let me turn on the magnifying glass here so that we can zoom in. I'm going to do Windows Shift S again, and then this is what I'm talking about here, right? So you'll be able to snip, or you'll be able to change it to video recording. You can draw a shape to the selected area to start recording. And then you have another option here where you can just draw. So you can draw rectangles. You can select the entire window. You can select the full screen, or you can do freeform. I'll show you an example of each of these now. So if I want to take a screenshot of just this portion, I can just highlight it, drag it across the screen, go all the way across, and then boom, it is now a screenshot. Where did it go? We don't know. Let's figure it out. So the way to go to figure out where your screenshots went, it is going to be in your File Explorer. So that's going to launch. Then we want to go to our pictures and then screenshots. There should be a folder here called screenshots. And then here is the screenshot that we just did, right? So this is it. So now we can copy this, paste this wherever we want. So now we've just taken our first screenshot. So that's one way of doing it. So what if I want to take another screenshot? Let me go to something more worth taking a screenshot of. And so I'm at our website. So I want to take a screenshot of this. So what I'm going to do is Command Shift S. I'm going to now, let's go back to the settings up at the top. Where are you, settings? It's a lot harder to do it when you're zoomed in. So now you can do the entire window. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I've just taken a screenshot of the entire window. And now I'm going to open back up my File Explorer. I'm going to go to my pictures, go to my screenshots, and then here is the screenshot of the entire window that we just took. Let's now try the freeform side. Going back to pictures. Look at that. Look at that. I had hair. I had hair. Why do I have that mug face on, man? All right. Anyway, going back to business, let's take another screenshot. We're going to do the, we're going to change the setting. We're going to go to full screen, and that's going to do the entire screen. Going back to File Explorer, navigating to Pictures file, the Pictures folder in my my sidebar here, then Screenshots, and then now I should have this one that is of the entire screen. So you can see the taskbar at the bottom there, and everything at the top as well. So that is the full screen. Now, if I take another screenshot, and now we're going to do freeform. So what does that mean? So honestly, I don't know what that means either. I don't really use freeform either. So now it's saying, okay, I'm gonna only wanna get, oh, this blob right here. I get to draw on what I want. Ooh. And so it only took a screenshot of whatever I drew around. So if I go back to my File Explorer, oh, not videos, pictures, screenshots, and here's the screenshot of my freeform. Looks pretty cool. I see some creative, I guess freeform is for more like, you want to do a creative screenshot of something. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. A freeform would be more creative, like you want to create some form of screenshot that you're going to use for a, I guess, marketing project, or honestly, you just want to quickly do a circle on what you want, and you only want to send that piece of that information and go from there. Cool thing about that is that you can copy this and paste that wherever you want. So you can paste it in a chat. You can paste that in a, let me get out of the magnifying glass real quick. Gonna have to get used to that. So let me open up, for example, I want to do Google, and I'm gonna log in. And so while I log in, you guys get to look at me for a second. Hello. So let me log in here. You guys know what login screens look like, and I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, so it's not going to look pretty either way. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open up a Google Doc so that you guys can see the functionality here. So back to Google Docs here. So now we're back to do Google Docs, and now I'm here. I'm going to get the picture. I'm going to copy this picture, and then now I can paste this picture on a Microsoft Doc, a Google Doc, etc. Right? So it's kind of the use case there, where you can quickly take a screenshot. For example, I want to take a screenshot of this. Sorry, I'm a Mac user. Command is Windows. So if you guys hear me saying command this entire hour, it's because I'm a Mac user, not a Windows user. So you're going to use the Windows key, Shift S, and I'm going to go ahead and change this back to rectangle, and I'm going to right? Tingle this, and it should automatically put it on my clipboard for me to share. So there it is, right? So by default, automatically, anything that you screenshot is automatically on your clipboard, so you don't have to worry about it, right? You're in your Slack, you're in your Teams, you're in your Google Chat, and you're trying to quickly communicate something to the team. You will go ahead and just Windows Shift S, highlight over everything, take the screenshot, go to your chat, and Control V, and boom, you've pasted the screenshot to your chat, and you hit enter, and it's sent. You've now quickly communicated to your team what it is that you're trying to show them. I like screenshots a lot. It's the same thing that everybody shares memes for expression, right? It's just a picture sometimes means 1,000 words, and it's easier for me to show you than it is to try to explain how to get to something and stuff like that. So that is how to do a screenshot. Now, they automatically get saved to this pictures screenshot folder. So all of the screenshots that you have are going to be ordered there. You can view them in details, and you can see that they're sorted already by time. So the newest is at the top. I'm sorry, the oldest is at the top, the newest is at the bottom. You can sort that differently, where the newest is at the top and the oldest is at the bottom. And that is how do you do a screenshot. So that is the command way. There's actually more to, you can extensively use screenshots. Another way to do that is if you go to your search here, let me turn on the magnifier again. So if we go to our search, boom, and we start typing in Snipping Tool. So the service, right, the actual program that is running when you do that shortcut is actually, it's a version of the Snipping Tool. And so now you can actually control it here, right? So if I do new screenshot, it's going to go ahead and do the same thing that we were working on before, right? I want to take a screenshot of this magnifier. Will it do it? And so now when you take the screenshot, it's going to automatically open in the Snipping Tool interface here. And you can do a lot more stuff here, right? So let's say you want to annotate. You want to say, hey, you can change the size of the pen here. You can change the color as well. You can, say, hey, look at this. Or, you want to highlight something. So let me take another screenshot here, and let me change here. Let's go to some words, opening back up. Sorry, I'm going a little fast here. Just trying to go to take another screenshot here. So taking another screenshot, going to take a screenshot of this page right here, this content. And so now we have more to play with. So now that you've taken a screenshot of the content that you want, you have a couple of features. So from the top, new screenshot, right? A new snip. You can select between a snip or a recording. So you can actually record a video snip. You can change the mode. So we've already gone through these settings. And you can also do a delay. And I'll talk about the delay here in a second. Delay is important because now that's where there are certain things on the screen that are there momentarily. And then also when you start interacting with your keyboard, they disappear, right? So the delay is there so that it's going to put you in that screenshot mode a few seconds later after you do the shortcut or after you click new. That way you can get it ready to show you what that pop-up, and I'll show you an example of this. It'll show you a pop-up of what it is you actually want to take a screenshot. And then once it goes into screenshot mode, it, like, you saw that it freezes the screen. It gives it that opaque color so that you can now highlight where it is that you know, what piece of the screen you want. So the delay, it delays that effect. So now you have a few times to get everything ready so that you can take a screenshot of the exact information that you want to snip. So you can do here, no delay, as it is by default. As you saw, as soon as I click new, it's automatically is ready for you to take a screenshot, or you can do 3, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, etc. Well, these are the only options that you can't, I don't think you can customize these. Then you have some tools here where you can have a pen, you have a highlighter, you can erase what you've done with the pen and highlighter. You can also have some shapes. Why is it not? Oh, there's something behind there. There we go. So you can also have some shapes. So you can put in a square where you can square things out. You can draw a circle. You can draw lines between these, right? You can also do a faster way to do arrows instead of the pen, right? Maybe you're not as artistic with your arrows as me, and you just want to quickly do an arrow. You know, that's simple. And then you can mess around with the outlines, the opacity, the size of the arrow, for example. And you can kind of go from there, right? Change the colors. And so that is that. You can also crop the image. So if I want to make this smaller, right, we can do that. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we can get that. And I'm going to accept this. You can add text. Ooh, so this is the cool part. So this is where you can have some quick OCR action here. So now when you do this, this is actually the OCR action. So you can actually copy the text that you want. So you can copy all the text. And now if I go back to my Word document, where are you at? Let me go to my Word document. So down here, I can now paste that information, right? So that is the port. That's a pretty cool part there. So I can go ahead and just copy. I can just Control-C here, this information, and come back to my Word document and paste that information, right? So now it's just what's included. But if I do copy all text, you saw that effect. Then I can also redact some information. So, quick redact. Let's try it out. I haven't used that portion. So let me go to a page that has numbers and emails. And it should be at the top. There we go. So if I want to take a screenshot of this, let me go back to the Snipping Tool. I'm going to say new, and we're going to take a screenshot of these numbers. And now we're going to test the quick redact here. So let's say quick redact, boom. So whoa, that's pretty cool. So now you can have email addresses and phone numbers quickly redacted. I don't think, is there an option to add more redactions? Let's go to settings. What settings do we have here? So you can actually change the default. Well, sorry guys, might be moving a little bit too fast. So went over here to the ellipses for this see more. There's some zoom here, zoom options. We can show a ruler. I guess we can't show a ruler on this one. I don't know what visual search with Bing is. So what does that do? I guess it's searching. It's searching for this image, anything similar to this image on the internet. So, okay. All right. We can share it. We can open the file. So now we can see that it's in this screenshot. Oh, that is to open a file and put it into the snipping tool. So that's what that will do. So it will open you. This is to actually open a file in the snipping tool. You can print it, open screenshots folder, which is going to open the folder that we know already exists under the pictures and screenshots. Going back to the snipping tool. Then you can print the image, and let's go to settings. So settings here, now we have automatically copy changes. So as we edit these changes, it's gonna any change that we do is gonna automatically copy it to our clipboard. We already know it automatically saves screenshots to our screenshot folders that's within our home pictures directory. We can also change it to save edited screenshots. So if you make changes, it's going to continuously ask you, hey, do you want to save this? Hey, do you want to save this? Or do you want to discard the changes that you've made so far? Open new screenshots in different windows. Let's turn that on. Let's test it out. Well, I don't have other windows, so that wouldn't make sense. Add border to each screenshot. What does that mean? What settings? Oh, okay, okay. So what if we want to add like a black border? Okay. Does that affect this picture? No, no, it just, so it doesn't actually affect the picture. It just adds a border around it. So it extends the picture. Understood. So like if you wanted to always have, you're going to do some screenshots because you're going to do some annotation to the screenshot, you can add a border, and then that way you have space to kind of write information of saying, hey, this is the home button. And then from that, you draw an arrow to where the home button is. So I guess that's one way to use the borders. Not really sure of any, I think that's the only idea I would have about using a border. Don't really have another use case for it right now at the top of my head. Okay, so if you do a screen recording with which the screenshot and the snipping tool have the ability to do, you would be able to add the input to your microphone to that video, and it includes the system audio. So if I had music playing or something like that, it will also include that here as well. So good to know. Use the print screen key to open snipping tool. Okay, so you can change that. So that's a shortcut. I don't have a Windows keyboard, so I don't have the print screen key on my keyboard. But I guess I could change that setting. But I don't have an active window, so I can't do that. I can't make those types of changes. So let's go back here, back to the snipping tool. You can also apply a theme. What's the light? I'll just keep it like that. So those are all the settings for the snipping tool. Let's go back. So that redacted piece is really cool. I wonder if, so I can, okay. I can copy all of this. So client support, I wonder if I copy all of the text, if it will copy the numbers now that I unselected the redacted portion. Okay, so that's, I wonder if so it did not copy the phone numbers. So I wonder if I do this again, okay, and I copy all the text. So now it's redone the OCR. So essentially it's done the action for the OCR again, and I wonder if we'll do this. Yep, so it does copy the phone numbers as well. Okay, so if you redact, you cannot go back. If you redact it, it won't be part of the selected text anymore. Once you remove the redactions, the redacted text, you would have to re-OCR the entire image, copy all text, or copy the text that you want, and then paste it where you want it. So that makes sense. All right, so let me take a pause here to look at our streams and see if there's any questions. All right, nothing yet. Can I automate to extract numbers? Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Can I automate to extract numbers? So I guess let me ask the question. Is the question, can I auto extract the OCRs by default? Let's see. So if I leave, let's test it out. So if I leave this on, right, and I copy a new, and I want to copy all of this text, no, it does not auto extract that. Oh, that's a good use case. So let's look for a bill statement on the internet. Right, so we're gonna take a screenshot of something. We'll just pick one. Let me open view image. Okay, so I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. And let's see what I can do. So Command-Shift-S, or let me just do it from here. So it's already where we want it to be. So I'm gonna do new. I'm gonna extract this MSO Office Geek. Thank you for putting that on Bing Images. Until now, I'm gonna auto extract the information. And so I can copy all of this text, go to my Word document. Let me see how that gets pasted. And it's not pretty for us, but if you go back over here, I'm assuming, I guess, let me zoom back in. Or let me make this bigger and then also zoom in at the same time. There we go. So now if I want to start copying invoice numbers, I can come in here, Control-C, copy this text, go to my platform, come over here, paste it. So now I have that invoice number. Now, no, So you saw how I selected it. No, I don't think so. Now that would be a really great AI use case where what we've done in the past is you have an invoice like this, and we can pass it through an AI or a large language model, and then we can say, hey, we give it the instructions of, hey, provide me this in some X format, in a table format, for me to use, right? And then it would hopefully provide that response back. Now we do have very strict examples where we've worked with accounting departments where we've provided an invoice and we need to programmatically extract all of that information. We need to get the company name, the invoice number, the invoice date, all of the invoice items, the pricing, dates, quantities, amounts, and we've built automations that leveraging AI to streamline that process, where you just give it the image, and it will extract all of that information, and then we've connected that to systems or workflows or processes. But the snipping tool out of the box will not do it. It helps, right? If you're a human having to do this stuff and they give you, and I know that this still happens, they give you a picture of an invoice instead of a PDF or something that you can copy and paste from, right? Like you cannot copy it. It won't even let you highlight over it. And when you try to OCR it, it's a mess. So this is a out of the box use case where if you can't copy and paste from the image or from the PDF directly, you can take a screenshot of it using the snipping tool, use the OCR, and copy it from there. So that is a very good use case that you can have. Now, if you're doing this a lot and you're doing this every day and you get a lot of volume where you can't copy and paste, I would tell you to call us. Please contact us and let us help you automate that entire process, right? Because that'd be kind of annoying and it gets boring. You spend a lot of, if this is the majority of your work, is doing this type of work of having to figure out how to copy and paste from an image, and all you're doing is copy and paste from one place and putting it into the system, please let us help. We can automate that completely, where it's not, AI is not nowhere perfect. And so, you're still going to have to verify the information. But if it can get you 60, 70% of the way there, that's still a win, because you're going to be 60 to 70% faster on that data entry. So you can do 60 to 70% more, get the job done 60 to 70% faster. But yeah, you can't show it on the table, Laura, so apologize for that. We've actually built a whole product that does essentially this and then automates the invoicing process for one of our clients. So this is kind of a lower level automation of that, because it's just OCR, and then now you're the one that is manually copying and pasting into the system that you need to enter this. But what we've done is we put this in some form of programmatic approach and we put some validations in there, and then we try to go ahead and automatically enter it into the system that you're working in so that you don't have to. It's really cool. I had no idea that the snipping tool had a OCR piece in it. All right. So that's that. You can also put emojis in here, right? So you can, so that's an arrow. You can drag. Where's the eyes? There we go. So you can, stop it. What? There we go. So you can actually like drag. Hey, look at this. The client ID is clean. The client, look at the client ID. You can put some emojis on here. You can laugh. Tears of joy that they misspelled something, you know. Make this, laugh at the typo there. Like you like the total price? Ooh, but this is outstanding. So maybe the invoice amount you really like. And the cool, you know, remember that this is automatically getting put in your clipboard. So if I go back to our Windows document here, I can just paste it, right? And it's going to hold all of the emojis on there as well. Man, when I hope when we do this for the Mac side of things, that it's not a clear differentiator. that I don't use any of these features on a day-to-day basis anyway, but I just do screenshots and paste them into chats. That's all I do, or into documentation when I do it. Now, you eraser, right? You want to erase some stuff, you can come back in here and erase what you've done. And then remember that it automatically puts it into your clipboard, so you can come back over here and paste it, and it is gone. So proof that it is gone. Let's go back to the snipping tool. You know, if you don't like keyboard shortcuts, you can go back to your taskbar and right here, and you can actually just pin it to your taskbar. I would move it all the way next to your desktop keys here, your desktops. So now, now you can have your keyboard, sorry, your snipping tool ready to go. So if I were to close this, you can quickly launch it and be ready to do a snipping tool. I want to show you guys about this delay. So let me get that ready. Let me see if I can show you here. All right, I wonder if I do that. Nope, that's not a good example. If I do that, okay, nope, not a good example. Okay, so I'm gonna go to a new tab, and if I hover over the weather, you can see that it has a little navigation. Parental feature controls. For Windows? Okay. Let me finish this thought and I'll jump right into answering that question. That is a very good question, which I don't know. So we're going to figure it out together here in a little bit. So coming back to this as to why you would use the delay is if I do Windows Shift S here, you see it's gone. The little message that it had there was gone. So the way that you would use this is a good example of using the delay here. So if I go back to the snipping tool, let me bring this up here. So now I'm going to do the delay for 3 seconds. I'm going to hit new. I'm going to hover over it. It should in about now. So you can see that it provided that it is ready for a screenshot now. And what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of that piece. And so now we have a screenshot of the information that was hidden before. So that's really one of the key reasons to have a delay is that sometimes when you do the keys or if you hover away from that area, it disappears. So the delay allows you some time to get ready to take the screenshot and then take the screenshot from there. So we should be good to go. You can save it, you can copy it. We've gone through the settings. Edit in, what is this? Edit in Paint. So you can also edit it in Paint. What does that give you? Some more shapes, some more brush it. And just more. It's an image creator. You can have multiple layers. So yeah, it also has the ability for you to edit in shape. You can change, or you can rotate it, resize, remove the background. Interesting. So that just gives you a whole load of other features there to modify the image. All right. So going back to Laura's question about parental controls. Let's see what information there is here about parental family options. Laura, I think I need to do a more in-depth research on this to provide quality information about it, because I haven't used it, and I don't have kids old enough to use a computer yet, so I haven't been worried about it. But definitely something that's important, right? Now that pretty much everybody has computers now, kids are getting computers at younger age. So definitely important. But what I can see here is you can have some parental controls. So you can set good team. Okay, so let's view the family settings. And we're just going to read. So why do I have to sign in to get information? Create a safe and healthy environment for your family with digital content filtering and screen time limits. So let's just research together. Let's talk about it. Develop healthy digital habits. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. I was reading in my head. Apply screen time limits to devices, apps, and games. When the screen time runs out, choose whether to add more time based on what's right for you and your family. Apps and game screen time limits, Windows, Xbox, Android. Okay. I wonder how this works though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how there's not a demo. Can I have a demo, please, of this product? Screen time requests. I'm guessing it sends a notification to the parent's device of saying, hey, Billy's requesting for 5 more minutes to play Fortnite. But I really want to, I wonder. What does YouTube say? What are other people that have streams that family tech? Let's look at it. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? No? Okay, so maybe that's not the best case. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. So you do have. So it looks like you do have to. Ads. So you have to log in to your Windows account, which I am not. Okay, and then Windows has a Families app that we can set up. Okay, so we can create a Microsoft account for our kid, give them a username, give them the put in your child's information. Okay, and then you can have, as the adult, you download an app on your phone and you can control the kid's account from there. Oh man, I'm opening up a can of worms and then it does that. Ta-da! You now have 2 hours more to play Fortnite. That's very good to know. That was a great question, Laura. She's using some form of Android phone. I wasn't 100% sure what type. It could be it looked like a Samsung phone maybe, but it was an Android type. But I think if we go to, so if we go look at the Microsoft Family app, I would assume that they would have made it for both. Yeah, so they can be managed using the Family Safety app on Android and iOS. So they should be able to use those applications. So the cool thing about that is it looks like you can control what type of apps they can launch. You can control the time that they can use that app for. And you can also control, I think you can even lock them out. Like they've been on it too long. You don't have a set time limit on anything. You just want them to get off. But I know my brother would not be happy with this level of control to his computer. So I know that some people take their Fortnite very seriously. So yeah, but yeah, as a parent, that gives you the full control as to full control of your family computer or your kid's computer. So that's a great question on family safety. So you can see what they've been doing on their computer, how long they've been on it, what's allowed, what's not allowed, and kind of go from there. And you can have multiple family members on there. You can do this on your iPhone, by the way. So there is the very similar family settings and controls. If you provide if you have to give your kid or they're old enough to have an iPhone, you can actually create a child iPhone iCloud account and give them the same level of parental controls there as well. So good to know that there is a Microsoft version of that as well, some form of Microsoft parental control. I definitely needed it when I was a child. Too much of a curious mind. So you can filter web search, and you can make sure that you filter types of content. They can also create requests for the content of saying, hey, can I please watch this? Or can I please do this? Or can I please download this? And it'll send you a notification to your computer. So that's a very cool feature there. All right, it is, I think it's about that time. 12:30. Yep. I'm getting in trouble. They're telling me to wrap it up. It is time. So with that being said, it's the portion of the show where I try to sell you something. And so we kind of the OCR portion of this kind of is a great segue to the snippet tool, the screenshotting tool, and extracting information from that screenshot is very in line with the type of solutions that we provide and that we work with. So, rethinking automations is important. So we work with a lot of finance team. A lot of our success has been automating a lot of the repetitive tasks in the finance industry. So some common challenges that finance teams face are like monitoring AP invoice inboxes and email boxes, or repeating the same data entry tasks daily, having to sort and classify thousands of documents or invoices or statements, invoice statements. If you have to classify any type of document, we can automate that, right? So we can automate that upload procedure from the inbox to the designated directory. We can automate the data entry of that information into the source systems, which, as is creating that unstructured data that is just laying around into a more structured approach. So it simplifies your invoice lookups and your data processes that are downstream. It's going to enhance accuracy and precision and eliminate a lot of those human errors, because now you're more focused on the review part rather than the entry part, right? So you kind of eliminate the entry part, and you focus more on making sure that the data that was entered correctly. So it's more of a focus shift. So a couple of questions to consider if you're, hey, well, how does that apply to me? You know, if you have an email box that's monitored for documents, you fall into this, right? Are you doing repetitive data entry? If you're doing it daily, we can help. And then, do you need to classify through endless amounts of documents? We have a solution for that as well. So EB DevTech is committed to help businesses succeed. And so please, if you have 15 minutes tomorrow or next week or anytime in the future, take the first step towards automating and book a call with us. My name is Erick Barreat, and thank you so much for joining us.